Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I have something a little different for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be discussing an investment strategy that you guys can employ in the next upcoming, year, 2 years, 3 years, even 10 years down the road. Now, this strategy is for beginner investors and not traders, right? The difference is that investors, they put their money into projects long term versus traders that are in and out of trades or in and out of projects within an hour, a day, a week, less than a year, basically. But investors, they have a long-term mindset and they usually hold stuff for a year or more. Now, the reason this strategy is effective is, one, you don't need a lot of money. Unlike, traditional markets where you might have to have thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars in order to make a really good return on a trade or investment. For this strategy, you're going to need $10 to $50 a week maybe to invest, but you have to stay consistent with it. Now, there are 8 parts to this strategy, so let's get started with step number 1. Step number 1 is to figure out what your investor philosophy is. So why are you investing and what you're investing in? So I think about it this way. An investor philosophy is basically something that you know that other people don't, right? Or the way you think about certain things. So I think of it kind of this way. Everybody knows a little bit about something, right? They're expert in a certain field that another person isn't. Now, they're not like 100% expert, but they're more interested than the average person would be. So they have a lot more knowledge on the subject than the average person. So you kind of have to identify what that is. It could be, you're into games, or you're into gold and silver, or finance, or movies, or whatever that niche is. You kind of have to identify and see if there's a space for you in the market. Once you've kind of identified the philosophy that you want to use, maybe you're into technology, or you think global warming is going to get worse and people are going to move to greener technology, whatever your mindset is around investing, you're going to basically identify that and you're going to use that to make your decisions. And not only that, but you also have to kind of assess what type of risk you can take with investing, right? So everybody makes different amounts of money, so their risk tolerance is different, right? They might have families, they might not make as much, stuff like that. So it really depends on you and what you can afford to put in. Now, for me and my strategy, I believe that crypto and blockchain are the future, and banking institutions will adopt it. So I'm looking more into like enterprise grade solutions when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So that's where my philosophy is, just to give you guys an example. So once you've identified your philosophy, you're basically gonna go to Google and you're gonna start searching for cryptocurrencies. So there's obviously sites like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko that you could look through the list and kind of see some of the details that they have about the project. But you could also, when you do go through those sites, you have to look at the project's website, their white paper, which is like their business plan for the project. And you also have to look at what type of news is around the project. Are they still relevant, right? If you search them on Google, do they come up or not? Now, if you're going through the list and you're finding that like, oh my God, I love this use case, or I could totally see why this is useful, and you start to understand the project, that's probably a project you would be interested in and throw your money into. Once you've searched through the Google, through the websites, you're gonna basically make a list of the top tokens that you like. Whether, your philosophy is based on, it's the cheapest or the fastest or the most popular, whatever your philosophy is, as long as those coins match your philosophy, you'll be okay. Make a list of 3 to 5 to start, and then, if you find more as you research, you might add more. Once you've established your core list of like top crypto projects that you want, you're basically going to come up with a number. It could be 100, could be 10, could be 1,000, could be 10,000, right? Think of a number of coins that you want from that project. So, let's say you were buying XRP or something. You'd be like, oh, I wanna have 1,000 XRP in my bag, or I wanna have 10,000 XRP. Set goals for yourself in terms of how much you're gonna invest, right? Don't just be like, I'm gonna buy until, I can't buy anymore, because that's how you get over leveraged. And then you're gonna start looking at the token not as a project, but you're gonna look at it as a price, right? You're gonna see the price go up and you're gonna be like, yay, I'm so happy. Then it goes down, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm so depressed. So to avoid that, you kind of just want to set a limit for yourself. And you might not have all day every day to look through things or whatever. You might find one or two projects that you really like and you're like, okay, yeah, I found my bag, right? Like, and from there you just set up automation, right? You go to your whatever site you use or whatever app you use to buy cryptocurrencies, and you set auto purchases on the same token over and over again, or multiple tokens at the same time. As long as you have a set schedule that you're going to keep buying from, you're going to be okay. Now, if you don't know how much to invest, you could just look at your habits, right? How much money do you usually waste day to day, right? Like, be honest with yourself. How much money do you waste? Like, you go to the store, you buy, a Red Bull and coffee and all this other stuff that you don't really need, right? You buy hats and clothes and stuff, even though you have tons of it at home. You don't really need that stuff, but you convince yourself that you do. And some of the stuff that you buy is just to keep your lifestyle up, right? It's not necessary. So you have to have a kind of hard conversation with yourself and ask yourself, like, do I really need this, or can I invest this money into something else? And don't go and spend your mortgage money, your rent money. That's not going to go well, trust me. All right, so once you have your automated purchases going, then you just wait. You wait until you reach that set amount that you've agreed upon, whether it's 1,000, 100, whatever. You wait until you reach that goal. And once you've collected your first asset, you move on to your next asset and you do the same thing. You auto purchase until you've collected, the set amount that you've wanted. And then you're going to move on to the next one until you have all the coins on your list. Now, let's say you've collected all the coins on your list and you got the exact number that you wanted. Then you have a choice. Then you could either do it again and get double, right? And double your bag up, or you could just go to a different asset. You don't have to over leverage yourself that much. Again, this is money that you're willing to lose, so it's not like you're exactly losing it. As a matter of fact, you could think about it as a second piggy bank almost, or like a bank account, right? A savings account where people put their money into the savings account. They don't think about it. It's just like, just in case money. So you could kind of think of it that way. Instead of putting it in the bank, you're putting it into investments, and over time, that money that you would have wasted on snacks and food and all this bullcrap you don't need is actually making you money in the long term. It's also good practice to, when you finish collecting a certain asset, to take it offline to prevent like hacking and other stuff. So you want to buy a Ledger Nano or some type of ledger, a cold storage device, and once you're finished collecting however number you want, let's say you wanted 1,000 Cardano or something, you collected it, so now you take it offline, and from there you could just do it again. You could start buying again from your favorite site, and then once you've collected enough, take it off, and then little by little you're growing your wealth or your assets in your cold storage. And then one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna find that Bitcoin or some other asset is skyrocketing through the roof, and you're gonna look at your account and you'll be like, wow, I literally did nothing except put my spare change away, and now I have all this money. All right, guys, so that is the whole strategy. I think this is a very low risk strategy, a very effective strategy, and something that'll set you up for the future, right? The only thing you really are going to have to know is basically like what price you're going to be selling these tokens at, because if you're just holding them, you're not worried about the fluctuation in price. You're just waiting for your price target, whether that be the all-time highs or new all-time highs or whatever. I think it's a much safer strategy to employ, especially for people that are brand new to crypto. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.